Hey everybody, I am Kate from Crate Insider and welcome to Top 5 Tuesday. Each week we feature or show you off the top 5 products of the week, and also, we usually try to show you a featured item as well. And speaking of that, I already had it planned for this guy right here to be our featured item, but before I jump into that, I wanted to mention, as I was getting dressed and I'm having one of those hat type of a hair days, that I noticed that I put on my Race Logic hat. So especially if you are someone with a Crate late model or a street stock or a metric street stock, hobby stock, any of those, definitely go on over to racelogic.vip, and those classes over there are absolutely phenomenal for teaching you the latest and greatest information when it comes to getting your race car set up for success. So with that, let's go ahead and move on, and you can see behind me, this is my featured item. This is a lot of times on this show I talk about my favorite products, and I do have lots of favorite race car parts products in here, but most of them I don't have a race car, so I don't really have a place to put them myself. I just really like them. But this one actually is my pit bike, and I love it. So if I'm at a track, I love to tool around with my little pit bike, and even around town here, if I'm just going to go on a quick errand, I like to jump on here. It's just fun. It's just fun to ride, and it's really easy. Lithium battery. I've got a van now, but before, even when I had a hatchback car, I could put the handlebars down a little bit and it would fit into my car. And unlike trying to transport a carburetor, which if you've ever done that in a passenger vehicle and regretted it like I have, what's nice is there's no gas or oil. This is just, plug it in. It's a lithium battery, so you plug it in the wall, and that way you don't have to worry about any kind of fumes that you might get, if you're going to put this in your car. So really great for a lot of those, kind of small trip kind of things. And so I absolutely love my pit bike. And you can see it's kind of it's plastic, but it kind of looks like carbon fiber. It's got a cool look, and I've got a few of them here on the shelf. And so if you're looking for a pit bike, an easy way to get around, they run $699.95, and it's also not very heavy either. So nothing I'm gonna just just carry around. Well, we want to talk about heavy. These are light. That's heavy compared to this, but anyway. But it's still, it's very manageable for me, for sure. All right, so that leads us to our top 5 products this week. And in the number 5 spot, funny enough, this is actually another product that I can use, and I use this in the van. It is an oil, you add it to your oil. It's an oil additive. As an engine treatment, and what it does is it binds with all the ferrous metals in your engine, and it at a molecular level to make a smoother, slicker surface. So in a passenger vehicle, it makes it so that pulls down drag, which means we have lower temperatures, less friction. And so in a passenger vehicle or in a towing vehicle, it's going to get better gas mileage. In a race car, we're going to gain horsepower, or it's going to release more horsepower. So you can expect about 1 to 2%. And so whether you have a Crate engine or you've got a super engine, whatever you got, you can put this in as an oil additive, and it will do that for you. Pardon me. And then next up, in the number 4 spot, is from our friends at DRP, and these are our bearing spacers. And this is definitely one of those things that is, if you don't have them, you're being left behind. Especially with any of our, especially Crate late models in particular, we're always looking to try to free them up, to free this up and cut down on any drag, and your bearing spacer is definitely going to help you with that. And so we've got this in a variety of ways. You can either buy the single bearing spacer like this. We also have them for the 1-ton rear ends, and we have whole kits where it comes with the bearing spacer. I believe it has well, I'd have to look at it, but we'll be talking about it in a separate video, but it is a kit with other items right along with it. And so, I forgot to mention the XL1 engine treatment. It does come in a larger size. We have a 64 ounce, but this small size, the 16 ounce, this would be good for one treatment, so like one oil change. This runs $26.69, and then the bearing spacer right here, it runs $49.85 each. And again, obviously we have these items on the shelf. All right, next up in the number 3 spot is from our friends at Hooker Harness, and this is a shock sleeve. And the things I wanted to show you, well, of course, why would you want a shock sleeve? Well, we want to keep as much dirt off of our shock shafts as possible, because any of that dirt or dust, when that can break the seal or break through and get into the oil, all of that is going to do damage to our shock. And especially with the prices of shocks these days, we want to do everything we can to protect them. So what I wanted to just kind of show off here a couple things. What I like that the guys at Hooker did, they've got really thick Velcro on here. I'm guessing that's probably a 2-inch Velcro, and that having that larger surface gives us more to grip onto, and it also makes it even more adjustable. Now, I didn't bring a shock out here, but I did bring a spring just to kind of demonstrate how easy it is to use. And so, you know, even with that, I think that's a 4-inch spring. There's plenty of room in here, and that just seals up and will keep that dust and dirt off of your shocks. So these shock sleeves, we have a lot of them, and they run $20 a piece. So we can throw them in. Oh, I guess I've got a tape measure over here too. A big question we get, of course, is what's the size? Pretty sure this is on our product listing as well, but looks like to be about 21 inches or so. So, you know, measure your shocks and your whole setup there and see what that's going to work for you. But especially for late models, then that's what these Hooker harness shock sleeves are for, and that's in the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot is another one of, you guys know, I love my Kaiser wheels. I love my Kaiser wheels so much, and this is in our number 2 spot is our polished beadlock this week. So, you know, of course, the beadlock, it really helps to keep your tire on the wheel, so your wheels can, so you can stay on the racetrack for sure. But this polished beadlock, beautiful. It's got the tabs on it, so you can add a mud cover if you'd like. And these are a 3-piece wheel, so if you were to bang up either side, more than likely the outside, you could cut this seal and unbolt all of this and then put a new half on it. And so that really is better for the long term. It really keeps you keeps the cost down. Instead of just trashing a wheel, it gets a little bit of a bend in it. And so our polished beadlock, this runs $375. And if you're looking at our website like today and you see that we're down on any wheels, just know we've got them on order, so we should have some more wheels coming through. All right, and that leads us to our top spot this week. And this ones are always popular, but these are our Match 602 valve springs. So our valve springs, we get so many valve springs, and we open up those boxes, we rate them all. I have a whole room dedicated to rating valve springs here at Crate Insider, and we get rid of any of the bad ones, and then we package these up into sets. So you'll have intake set and an exhaust set, and we put those together. And so these matched valve springs for the 602, they run $139.49. So that is all I have for you this week for Top 5 Tuesday. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.